Hi, Barbara Friedberg here, former portfolio manager, university investments instructor, and now owner of robo-advisor Pros, where we delve in and really give you the unvarnished information so that you can choose the best investment manager for you. Today, we're going to look at Titan Invest app. They've been around for several years and they evolved from a hedge fund-like investment app to a much broader portfolio of choices that actually give you access to crypto, private credit, private real estate, and startup venture capital firms. So if you're looking for an app that can easily get you into these formerly difficult to access corners of the market, then Titan might be worth a look. Typically, the private equity, the hedge funds, and the private real estate and credit were only available to larger investors. Titan has removed that barrier to entry. We're going to go over each of their offers, how they work, what they cost, pros, cons, so you can make a decision whether Titan Invest is going to be the right path for you. So let's get started. They now offer 7 different investment options, plus a high yield cash offer as well. Titan Invest started out with their flagship fund, their opportunities fund, and their offshore fund. These are targeted different hedge fund-like investment funds. The flagship owns large cap companies, the opportunities small and mid cap, and the offshore is international funds. We'll get into a description in just a minute of each of these offers, how they work. But within the last year or so, they've added in crypto. Kathy Wood, who's well known for very innovative type investment funds, has created a fund just for Titan investors called the ARC Venture Fund. And that's a venture capital fund that you, a smaller investor, can get access to new companies that are investing in really innovative technology, robotics, biotech, some of these new companies that are poised to become possibly really big. There's a private credit fund and a private real estate fund as well. So let's get into it, give you a little thumbnail of each, give you places to learn more, and then you'll leave us by knowing whether Titan's the right place for your money or not. Here's my quick overview of my opinion. Their investment choices are very good. Their fees are on the high side, and we'll talk about those. Tools and resources are good, easy to use, really good research. Now, Titan is best if you want to try to beat the market. If you're looking for a plain vanilla robo-advisor, want to invest in stocks and bonds from the US and abroad and some diversified offers, Titan's not for you, okay? But this doesn't mean that you can't add Titan to your portfolio if you want to add a sliver of more aggressive speculative types of investments. I typically don't suggest to anyone that you have 100% of your investments in higher risk, more speculative asset classes, because although they do have the chance to give you much bigger returns, they are much more volatile. And along with the possibility of larger returns also comes the possibility of greater losses. So pros, you get a transparent hedge fund opportunity. You also get access to the private venture credit markets, low minimums, chance to beat the market, high-ish fees, and we don't have much in the way of really long-term returns like we do with some of our other ETFs. So hedge fund investing is various different strategies that investment portfolio managers to give you greater alpha, which means to offer returns above and beyond the general market. So let's go through a quick overview and we'll get the nuts and bolts and basics of what Titan offers. It is a hedge fund-like robo-advisor with a low investment minimum. They have recently added venture capital, private credit, private real estate funds, and a high-yield cash for the money that is not currently invested. So it's a really nice mix of alternative type investment opportunities. And typically, as I mentioned before, a lot of these opportunities were previously only offered to people with a whole bunch of money. The Titan basic fee is 1% of your assets. Now, some of the other strategies do offer higher additional fees, and we'll look at the add-on fees as well. You can access Titan through a taxable brokerage account, retirement, traditional Roth, or rollover IRA. So it's really got a nice variety of investment accounts as well. Some of your Robinhood, your Webull, Robinhood only offers an individual taxable account. So you can't even add an IRA. So this is nicer than some of your competitors. Okay, there we go. Now, is there a lockup? Because as you know, a lot of hedge funds and a lot of alternative strategies, you invest with the knowledge that you're going to have to keep your money locked up for years, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. And that's another one of the drawbacks for these riskier alternative type of investment funds. Titan overcomes that. There are 3 hedge fund type portfolios. You can get your money out at really any time. The other funds give you access quarterly, which isn't too bad. That's 4 times a year. Look, you're not putting your emergency funds money in these more speculative type investments. That would just be a bad decision. You can contact customer support pretty well, and there's some promos and that sort of thing. So who should invest in Titan? Titan is really good if you're a small-ish investor. You've only got 100, 500, a couple $1,000s at your disposal right now, and you want to test out the opportunity to beat the markets. Okay, here's how the basic Titan strategy works. And these refer to the Titan 3 hedge fund strategies, the flagship, the opportunistic, and the small and mid cap. So they comb the reports of that hedge funds put out. And hedge funds are required to put out the listing of their assets every quarter. So the investment team goes over, they look at those, and they look at what those funds are investing in. And then from that information, they screen for funds that have good growth prospects, high moat, difficult barriers to entry, high return on investments, good cash flow. So they're looking for the best of the best, and then they invest in those companies. But here's where the hedge fund part comes in. They also invest part of your money in what is called their hedging strategy. And this is designed to protect against large losses of your Titan portfolio during market downturns. And they invest in the what's called a reverse ETF. So when the stock market goes up, this ETF or exchange traded fund is designed to when the stock market goes down, the hedge ETF is designed to go up, thereby offsetting the losses that you might incur in your stock portfolio. Now, is this perfect? No. And recently you've seen Titan has suffered a little bit in their returns, just like the rest of the investment markets. So time will tell over longer periods of time, longer than 5 years, whether the strategy meets its objectives. You can read more about this in the article that I'm going to link to below. Now let's get into here's the name. It's an inverse S&P 500 ETF. So now let's get into some of the other strategies. Titan Crypto is a fund, so you're not buying individual crypto. It's actively managed, and the Titan managers choose them, look for the cryptocurrencies that are poised to outperform during the next 3 to 5 years. Again, kind of speculative, as we've seen. Nobody really knows where crypto is going in the future. Of course, nobody really knows where any investments are going in the future. All we have is the history in the past to inform us, and that doesn't predict the future. So just got to put that out there going forward. So if you're interested in just an easy way to access crypto markets, the fee is, there are no additional fees to the crypto fund, which is really nice. And as we said before, Titan charges 1% of your assets. So, is it high? Is it low? Well, that's for you to determine. Investing in crypto is pretty high fee in general. So I tend to think this is a pretty decent charge for a crypto fund. Okay, the ARK Venture Fund, newly launched just recently, that gives you access to both public and private companies as they grow. Handpicked by the Cathie Woods investment team. Current holdings include companies from the gaming, financial services, machine learning, supply chain, and biotech industries. And these companies are small, they're fast growing, with the chance to really have you possibly hit a home run. But again, with that extra growth potential does come additional risk. Now, to get into the venture fund, you're gonna have to have $500, and you're also going to pay a 2.75% assets under management fee. Apollo is managing the diversified private real estate fund, which also includes some public real estate companies as well. And if you want access to that private real estate market, Apollo has some history under their belt. The Carlyle, again, another fund manager for this is the Carlyle Tactical Private Credit Fund. Credit is a fancy way of saying a loan or a debt fund. They invest in non-public debt from around the world, from a whole variety of different types of debt with different credit ratings. Now, this fund requires that you do have a $2,000 minimum. Management fee is 1%. And then once a specific hurdle rate is achieved, you will pay 15% of your earnings above a certain point. And that's kind of a typical hedge fund fee price structure. Now, the cash in your account balance at Titan now receives a high yield. So that's kind of nice too. You can actually, as long as you have some money invested in Titan, you can actually open a cash fund and get these higher yields. And I assume the yield will adjust as interest rates change and go upwards. Okay, so we've got a section on returns. I got to put it out there. I hate looking at returns and making comments or projections based on returns because returns are a historical measure, and funds who have done great in the past may not outperform in the future, and vice versa. So I always recommend just include a small degree of interest in returns when choosing a fund. Don't choose a fund, a robo-advisor, an investment manager based on returns alone. Now, these are from February 2018 when the flagship fund was launched. to June 30th, 2022. And this fund returned 41.7% cumulatively and 50.5% versus 50.5% of the S&P 500. So this fund actually underperformed the S&P 500 during its existence. Now, when I did the last review before the 2022 stock market decline, the fund had outperformed the S&P 500. So I really think, if you were interested in the strategy, I wouldn't rule it out just because its lifetime returns are lower than the S&P. It's a strategy fund, and it really needs a couple of years in order to show how it's going to behave over longer periods of time. And you can get the updated returns information on the Titan website, which we'll take a quick view of in just a minute. Now, here are the opportunities returns. They outperformed their benchmark, the Russell 2000, quite nicely since their inception in 2020. Crypto, who knows? Cryptos have really tanked this year, so nobody really knows what's going to happen to them in the future. But if you believe that crypto is at least worth a try, then, this is a legitimate way to dip your toes into the crypto investing market. Oh, that's my old review. I had to create a new one because, as I said, we are just tons of changes. Little more information you can read when you check this out. Let's get down to the pros and cons. Of course, Titan is safe. Their assets under management as of September 27th, 2022, they have almost 800 million assets under management and about 43.8 thousand account holders. So not bad. They have a nice app. Pros and cons. We always want to know the good and the bad. You get to try out a lot of these really aggressive investment strategies all within one app. Pricing might be a little high, as I've said, but it's not out of line with the type of investments that you are investing in Titan. Another thing we like about no lockups for the flagships and the opportunistic and the other Titan fund. You can get your money out whenever you want within a couple of days. The other funds have a quarterly lockup, which isn't bad for those type of private equity type of investments. You have direct access at Titan. You can talk to the investment team, customer support. That's pretty nice. And these investments have a chance to beat the markets over time. So if you are an aggressive investor or you want to tap these more alternative asset classes, Titan is worth checking out. Now, what are the negatives? If you've listened to any of my other videos, I really don't like to pay fees. So although these fees are in line with the assets you're investing in, they're a little higher than I would like. For example, you've got like robo-advisors like SoFi Invest or Ellevest, which have much lower fee structures. There's a really short window that Titan has been around. So we don't know long-term how this app is going to perform, how the different investment strategies will work. Unlike some of its robo-advisor competitors, it does not offer tax loss harvesting, live financial advisors, financial planning, or other of those features that you can get with some of the other robo-advisors. So let's just take a quick breeze into the Titan platform. I love their platform. It's really clean. It's really easy to use. They are very transparent. You can get all this information that we included in the review from their website without even signing up. They also have promotions. So if you sign up friends, you can get a little money knocked off your fees. If you want to go to their investments, you just go here and they've got a list right here. You click on any of them and you've got the drop down to find out everything you need to know to make your decision. And then here is Clay Gardner. Met him, sounds like a stand-up guy, talks about the funds, gives you a little video intro, all the details you want. So in general, the website are really easy to navigate. The Learn section, I love. They do a lot of very good research, articles, newsletters, videos, etc. So let's wrap it up. Is Titan Invest right for you? What I'd say is if you want access to a hedge fund-like strategy, private investments, private real estate, and private credit, all in one app, then Titan is worth checking out. I do not recommend that you put all of your investment money in Titan. I typically suggest that for those who are diversified investors, that they only put a small portion in more aggressive strategies, and then they put the rest of their money in plain vanilla index funds or low-fee robo-advisors. So my name is Barbara Friedberg. You can find me here on YouTube. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and tell your friends, and I will have links below to the article, to other related articles and videos. I'd like to let you know that if you sign up for Titan with the link below, I might get a small commission that will help fund this channel and bring you more content. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.